Thank you for clicking. In this video, I would like to discuss people only accept limited number of scenarios they are familiar with when they face new information or new situation. My name is Dr. Samurai. I am a international social pathology professor and also an active prison counselor of 20 years experience. I'm hoping this video would help you to deepen your understanding of underlying mechanics of what is happening in society for you to attain true happiness on this planet Earth. As usual, I would like to provide you some basic information in the first half, then I'd like to move on to our main discussions in the latter half. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. So I said that in general, people, without knowing it, only accept scenarios they are already familiar with when they face new information, situation, or incident. For example, in another video, I discussed why the porn superstar Mr. John Jeremy sexually assaulted 34 women when he was off of his job. When you hear this kind of news, you could have certain possible scenarios already based upon your previous experiences or what you read or learned previously. So you might think, because he had sexual intercourses so many times on his business, probably he did the same thing out of his habit that comes from his job or stuff like that. You understand what I'm talking about? But that is not the answer. If you like this kind of discussions, please click that yellow and green Dr. Samurai logos. The reason why I brought up this topic was we do it so many times unconsciously, and that is affecting the public forming their opinions about what is happening in the society, which could very often to be wrong. Why? Because that means, okay, say one incident happens here, right? And true reason is this. But we have so many things that we do not know as a knowledge and understanding. So what you have is A and B and C. But the true answer was D, right? And even if somebody tells you D was causing this incident, you only having A, B, C do not accept this truth D. Understand what I'm talking about? So, in other words, the things you do not know do not exist. This is the scary part. We very often hear the truth is stranger than the novel, right? As a social pathologist, this is most often the case. But most people let it go without even knowing the truth about what happened in the society. I'll give you one much better example. Say there was highly atrocious incident happening in the society in which many people were killed by one person. What most often happens in the news provided by media is they only try to find the answer in the things that happened right before the accident. Incident happens here. 95% of media only looks around here. But as a professional, I could say that level of atrocity never happens reactively only. There's always the root cause in their early childhood. But media never try to look at things so many years away from the incident. What I am afraid of is because public was not notified of truth, the same types of things keep happening again and again. That means so much more innocent victims will be produced because of this ignorance. Today's value. This fact I'm talking about. People only accept limited number of scenarios only, which they are familiar with. This is called confirmation bias. Put it differently, people have a tendency to understand information consistent to what they already know. Ambiguous, unknown incident is interpreted in that highly subjective manner. And this habit of supporting only what they know and rejecting right away what they are not familiar with is forming public opinions, which regrettably doesn't even reach the level of truth. And the sad thing is this confirmation bias cannot be removed easily from the person, only mitigated by some training and education for practicing critical thinking. I wanted you to know this fact because almost everybody is influenced by this confirmation bias, cannot even accept the true answer. When things happen, you only have certain number of candidates. Scary thing is, things more often tend to happen outside of those ready-made candidates. Truth cannot be accepted by society if it was inconvenient or it was something that they are not familiar with. I give you one more example. Neglect and abuse. I published a book about that, and I clearly indicated neglect is more damaging than abuse. One guy commented online criticizing me, saying that this author is saying neglect is more damaging than abuse, and things like that. But in my mind, I don't get mad, but inside of my mind, I went, back to him. Because severe neglect that happens very early, like the first a year and a half, could literally kill the baby, or could make the baby stupor. He does not know. Abuse is even better, because they have some contacts with other human beings, even if it was a negative ones. You see what I'm talking about? So, I repeat, always try to maintain your critical thinking, and also always try to be open-minded to new information that you do not know, if you really like to attain true happiness on this planet Earth. Wherever you are, my friend, on this same small planet Earth, during this miraculously same short time period. Okay, bye-bye now.